allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'll open up this November 18th evening commissioners meeting. We have auditors represented, three commissioners, and county attorney here. So, first on the agenda, we'll have department updates. Brittany.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I just have a couple things, just mostly updates. First, I met with Wes with Giant FM last week to kind of do a PR on text to 911. When I went to the Caston High School and kind of talked to the kids, they seemed really shocked that we had that feature. So I just seen it necessary to make sure that they're not the only ones that are shocked, that everyone knows about it and the importance of what it means. The dispatchers are doing an amazing job. The two trainees that we have, they're making great progress and just doing a great job. I'm working with Barry for some departmental policies. We're kind of just organizing some things and making sure they're to where they should be with today. And you'll see some travel requests, I think, coming through for upcoming training. It's actually down in Peru. I tried to orchestrate it with the employees, but due to like the holidays and so forth, they just couldn't seem to fit it in. So I'll go and then hopefully bring back the material. One of them is for mental health, and then deadly calls and deadly encounters. So hopefully just bringing that education back to the center and trying to do justice on what it did. That way we can use it as a tool for us. Aside from that, I don't think I have anything else. Everything's going good.
Sounds good.
Anything else, Brittany?
I don't believe so.
All right, thank you so much.
That's how it's done.
I have a funeral to go to, so I have to make it quick. Thank you.
Kathy, treasurer, anything?
Yeah.
John, got our highway.
Let's see if I can be as quick as Brandon.
I doubt it.
I do too. Well, we don't have any permits tonight. The guys have been patching holes, running brush cutter, grading gravel roads. We started put the box culvert today for South Mud Lake down in that area. We do have both of our new trucks. They're both at W.A. Jones getting upfitted right now. So maybe around the first of the year we might have them. The one, I think I've told you, I can't remember, the one you're supposed to get 2 single axles. Western Star themselves messed up and made one of them a tandem, so we changed direction. We're going with the tandem. That's no extra cost to us. We had the bed and hoist there at the garage. We're going to utilize it, so we're actually saving quite a bit of money and getting a tandem. So it works. It all worked out in our favor. I do have tonight a task order. I discussed this at the last meeting. It's with USI for the AMP and BAMP services. Basically, they helped us get all of our asset management plans uploaded into the Indiana's system. Last time they had a $6,000 fee on there. They rewrote it not to exceed $3,000 for us. I don't foresee it being but a couple $100, but
Okay. You guys, any questions for John on
You're okay with it, right?
yeah, absolutely.
that? Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the contract for USI for not to exceed $3,000.
Second.
Okay. Any questions from everybody? Hearing none, all in favor? Motion carries 3-0.
Next thing I have for you is our annual, or not annual, but our Phase 2 bridge inspection from USI. That's been completed. Giving you guys a copy of that. We've got a copy out there at the garage, but no real big changes. I think there's 5 bridges that are on our watch list. 3 of them we're actually in the process of addressing. So I'm told we're set pretty good on our bridges. compared to other counties in the state. One thing, there was some changes in the load posting for emergency vehicles. You know, they started that program a few years ago. Actually, one of the bridges come off because it was on 400 South. We paved over it, we added a couple inches, and that was just enough to get it off of the critical list because it has more cover. So they took the weight limits off of that, which is good.
That comes up for bid this year, or 25?
We'll go out for an RFP sometime in December.
Okay, so you're gonna start that process before too long?
Yeah. And that's a 4-year contract. The other thing I have tonight is we had bid letting there a couple weeks ago, or last week, and gave those to Holly to look them over and approve.
They're fine.
So I guess I'm asking for you guys' approval on the bids.
Okay. I entertain a motion to approve the fall bid letting that we had.
So, second?
Any questions, for anybody? All in favor? Motion carries 3-0.
I do have one question for Holly on that. There was a certified check in one for their, what do I do with that?
Don't that get held by you or the auditor, Kathy? I don't think we cash it, but I think we hold on to them in case you ever need it. Am I right on that, Holly? Does that sound right?
Right,
Okay,
right.
so.
But I don't know if it needs to go to the treasurer or the auditor. Do you know which one it goes to?
Should go to my office, we'll just put it in the safe.
Okay.
That's the first time I've had one of them, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've never seen them either, so.
But it was a company out of state that hasn't bidded for several years,
Oh,
so,
so maybe they,
yeah. One last thing, there was a fraudulent charge on my county credit card for 60 cents. It wasn't paid by the bank, but they canceled my credit card for that, which I understand. My question to you is, Commissioners Conference is coming up. Do I need to, because I don't know when I'll get a credit card back, do I need to get a check from the auditor's office, submit a claim next round for the expenses, or do you guys have enough on your limit to charge it when we go down?
We should probably have enough, shouldn't we?
I would think so, but I would be surprised if you
You should
would
hit
get
it
it.
hard by
I
then.
say we've had that issue and it's a pretty quick turnaround.
And it's been a few weeks now, so.
Yeah, it's probably that.
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
since
I
I
should
had talked to the auditor about checking into that, because that's,
Yeah.
She should have had that right.
yeah.
Yeah, it usually only takes us a few days.
Yeah, we'll have to check in. If not, we can get a check or we can cover it.
Yeah, we can cover it.
Yeah.
And that's everything I have.
Okay. Anything else for John?
Thank you, John.
Sounds good, John, thanks.
Wasn't too bad, was it?
Okay.
What's your last name?
Geier, Geier. It'll be a lot longer tomorrow night, though.
Okay, we have Dawn, PMA. Evening, Dawn.
hi guys, how are you?
Good.
Good. Been a while. I just have a couple things real quick. We were asked to get our stuff ready for having encumbered by this Friday, and I'm working really diligently on the building funds that we had set back, on getting the last of that put together, pulled in, and I'll have it encumbered by that point in time, so, on Friday. Nothing major as far as new. We did an EMA cleanup out of the building. Offices are changed around out there now, at the building with the volunteers. And they'll be working with Shop with the Cop this Saturday, they'll be working with the trot for the cops. And then, in December, helping with Shop with the Cops as far as the volunteers go. I've done a damage assessment class now, so I'm kind of working towards a lot more of my classes that will need to be for the county itself, for Fulton County. And then my goal is setting up classes right now for the first year. There's a crash course that we'll be doing for a lot of our county officials. I'm bringing a gentleman in from the northeastern part of the state. He does a crash course on what would be our 3
300 and 400 class, which everybody's supposed to have. But this will be a crash course and give you guys more idea, not only your job responsibilities and disasters, but what EMA's job and responsibility is with disasters. So those are the things. Looking forward to 2025. I'm a new member now with Amy with Hope Foundation also. So jumping in and staying quite busy with my roles with you guys. So that's it. Question? Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Jerry?
Yep.
Good evening, everybody.
Jerry?
Nice to see y'all.
Nice bright Thanksgiving colors.
Yeah, thank you very much. So she can be in the woods and everything. That's right. You got it. Because we're always looking for turkeys. That's right. Okay, I want to give you an update on what's going on in the county relative to the coroner's office. Now, this is something really huge, and this comes from our vital registrar, Carrie Ranstead. It's breaking news from today. Our county has had 135 deaths, and you might say, wow. Usually by the end of the year, though, we have between 200 and 210 people that pass away right here in the county. So you can see our death rate is very much down. The interesting thing to me is, though, that we've had, out of that 135 calls, or people that have passed, 54 of them were coroner's calls, so that's about 40% of the deaths that occur in the county that we're investigating. So we're really investigating more the percentage-wise than what we usually do. So just wanted to let you know that. We aren't quite as busy as we've been in the last few years, but just so you know, out of the 135, we've had 72 females and 63 males that have passed in the county. And of our 54 that we've had that were coroner's cases, 23 were females and 31 were males. Our manner of death total for the county is 135 natural. Let me see. And we've had 8 accidents, 6 suicides, 1 homicide. So that's variable. We've done a number, and I'll have all those statistics for you, of toxicology that we've sent in many of those, probably 15 or 17 out of those for the year. We've had 13 autopsies, and of that, all those include tox too, so we can add those numbers on as well. We're now embarked on the end of the year details on all the things that we must do to get ready for the next year. I do have to let you know, finally, the Indiana Department of Health mini grants opened up effective November 12th, so that's breaking news. Quite much later than it usually does. Usually it's in the spring, and then a few times it's been in the summertime, you know, maybe June or July, and I don't know what happened this year. Our portion of that, and it's on violent deaths, and violent deaths include like drug overdoses and things like that. We're fortunate not to have an abundance of those. So with that said, then our portion from the state is $190. But so anyway, I'm working on that, so I'm gonna get that written so we can get that. And I'm hoping that maybe some of the other counties won't do it. So maybe there'll be more monies in like the second round and things like that, that we can get a few more things. Also, I wanted to let you know about our LEPC, Local Emergency Planning Committee. We are really in the thick of things right now for our disaster preparedness, and we're going to do a tabletop exercise mid-December. It's going to be hosted by the Grass Creek Fire Department, because that's where our big exercise is going to be on June 11th. And I'm all excited about that stuff because this emphasizes practice skills in a variety of realms and the ability to do communications and collaborate together. We're going to have a big emphasis this time on communications, and that's really important and relative. I wanted to let you know our December tabletop, we'll be down there, everybody will have their radios, and we're going to have a great instructor give us some help with that. and that's gonna be Gail Karras. We're gonna practice those skills and then practice them again next summer when we go back down and return to Grass Creek on June 11th, across from the community center and fire department. Let's see, and that'll be all hands-on at that time. Our exercise architects are Zeke Kessler, Mike Timmy, and of course Gail Karras, and everybody knows her too. I know you know all those guys. And that will be held with our Tier 2 chemical. I can't reveal all that stuff because it is top secret. Only the core committee knows about it, but that's part of the element of surprise when they do it. We've got to have our disaster preparedness so then we can reel in some big grants to help the county in a variety of means in the name of preparedness and emergencies. At that time, in June 11th, we'll be testing reunification techniques and plans, our communication skills and abilities, and our collaborative efforts with all the first responders. That's going to include wreckers and things like that, Woodlawn Hospital, the Caston School, and so it's going to be a big event. That's going to take place from 6 in the evening to 11. There's some other surprises relative to communications that I will tell you puts us among the top tier in the state of Indiana. And we got a person that's going to see to that and help lead us in that direction. So I'm all excited about that, as you can tell. Let me see. Any questions?
Why, you got any reason why the deaths are down? I mean, just for good health?
I mean, what I'm thinking is, this is like post-COVID results. I think many more people passed away during that time, and I will tell you right now, people are still passing away from COVID. I mean, I'm aware of, just 5 cases myself, or 6 in the last couple months. So everybody needs to be careful with that. But I feel like the death rate, mushroomed, during like 2020, 2021 and that time, and then it's kind of like come back down and it'll level off. So I'm thankful that it's, reduced. It's nice, and that's a good thing, and a great positive thing for our community. Okay, all right, so
Thank you, Jerry.
you'll be hearing lots more about that tabletop, and then next summer on June 11th. So be next to your scanners if you want to catch part of the action, or you can come on down. I will tell you, Rochester Telephone's going to even be videoing that event, so we can actually, in our after action, get some better perspective on what's going on. So we're here to keep everybody happy and healthy. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thanks.
Zeke said he had the inside track. Steve did.
We've got Travis, Sheriff's Department.
I don't have a whole lot. I did email out the reports this morning. Is there any questions or anything on those? All right. We invoiced for $101,448 last month for holding out of county inmates, including for the U.S. Marshals. In September, we had a jail inspection. I got the preliminary report back yesterday. But we passed everything, but there was a couple discrepancies on it. So he's going to fix those, and then I'll be emailing that out to you guys hopefully here sometime this week. So. We did have an employee that left and wants to come back. She was hired in October of '23 and left August of this year to go to Woodlawn. Things didn't work out for her. She wants to come back. She was a good employee for us. So her name is, Enders is her last name, because it's not on here. Elena Enders, I'm sorry, Elena Enders. So we'd like to have your blessing to hire her back into the jail.
She left on.
Excellent terms, yeah. She just thought that that was a move that she needed to make for her family, and then realized that the grass wasn't quite as green as what she thought, so.
Okay. All right. Then I'll entertain a motion to approve the rehire of Ms. Enders.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Motion carries through.
That's all I've got, gentlemen. Anything from me?
Thank you, Travis.
Thank you.
Okay. Steve or Ron, council leading? Yeah, pass it to you guys. All right. Amy, did you have anything you want
I
to?
do have something for you guys. The Beacon Home gave me a schedule of when they'll be here for the next couple months until they figure all the other stuff out that I'm working on. So that is posted on the Facebook page for Hope, but that just gives a little bit of the time. Unfortunately, it's not as much as we want it to be, but right now that's what they can give us until we can figure everything else out, but they at least are making that available. I did talk to city police and they will be meeting with them, and then Travis, I need to talk to you at some point just to come and do some introductions to the individual that will be here, working with Dave still, and Kathy and Beth Stocking on some additional support to see what we can do to try to expand the services. So that's the biggest project that Hope is working on right now. Besides, we do have our quarterly meeting this Wednesday. Virgil will be there with Lighted Pathways, and then Emily Logston with Manufacturing, Purdue University. It's the MEP Manufacturing Extension Partnership. So free lunch, library 11:30. Everybody's welcome to come to learn about resources. Besides that, I think that hopefully has Doug come and shared about the transportation study yet? Okay. I'd like to bust his chops, but I'm not going to. I'm going to let him have that there because I know he wants to speak to you about that. So I know he, Julian and I will be, meeting about that to officially distribute that. I don't want to steal his thunder, if you will. So. Yeah. And then I believe that Dawn and Carrie and I will be meeting on Wednesday at 2 o'clock. I think Trent's going to be there as well to talk about the temporary heating and cooling station. So lots of good things that we're trying to work on to see if we can move the needle on these projects.
Anything else, Randy? All right, thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
All right. Chris, anybody? Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay, area plan, you want to give us your.
Sure. For those of you who don't know me, Tony Gaines, building inspector for the county. We have 4 properties that have come to basically the end of the line for us that need, I would say, legal authority to pursue either fines, to get these fines that have occurred on all these properties, or to get the owner to either take care of the issues that are at hand. Do you want me to list the, go one by one, or how would you like to do this?
Yeah, that way, and then we'll give them a chance to speak.
Okay. The first property I have is Stanley Utter, and that property address is 3184 East, 400 North. The problem with that structure is the roof is impaired, needs maintenance. It's been in this condition for almost 2 years. And at this point, I believe that it's going to be an unsafe structure in a very quick time frame. And again, he has reached the maximum fine at this point. The Apple Tree Lane, I got 1169 Apple Tree Lane. It is a garage.
Let me, you want to let them speak?
Sure.
Is Stan or any representative here for Stan? Okay.
Okay. All right, Dana Stavdahl, I'm not sure if that's the right pronunciation. 1169 Apple Tree Lane. A tree fell on the garage. The neighbors were complaining that it was a mess. The tree has been removed, and they have started demolition of the garage prior to this last notice. So that's the update I have on that one. So they are actively taking care of that one. So now it's on our watch to have them finish up with that one. So we probably won't proceed with anything any other legalities at this time, as long as they continue with that progress.
Okay. Is anybody here for the state boss? Okay, you gonna speak if you want, or?
I recently got a dumpster and most of the garbage is taken care of. There's 3 walls left and then clean the concrete and then it'll be done.
Okay, great, and that's what we're asking at this meeting, that we get some kind of information from the owners. Thank
I
you.
mean, I have limitations, the man that's helping me has limitations. There's only the 2 of us that have been doing it, you know, so we're doing as much as we can, as quickly as we can, but we are still working on it.
Okay.
Great,
Appreciate it.
and that's what we want.
Okay.
The next one is a house that was on fire, a house fire on State Road 25 at 6896 North State Road 25. Jasper and Amanda. There is talk of them having, they said they were gonna clean it up and it hasn't been cleaned up yet. So right now it's just a burned out structure. It's unsafe, you know, for kids to get hurt. You know, that's our main thing, is safety to the public. You know, we don't want somebody going in there and getting hurt. So this property needs to clean up.
Okay.
I am here.
Oh, there we go.
Same thing, or?
Well, that property is under contract. It has been for many years. The gentleman that has it under contract, when it burnt, I think that it burned in November, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds about right.
I thought it was a kitchen fire. I live out of the country most of the time. I thought it was a kitchen fire, so he called me and told me there was a fire, and I said, okay. And, you know, he's got it under contract, so I didn't think about it too much. Probably a couple, 3 months later, I got a letter from the county that said, hey, this needs to be cleaned up. So I called into the office, and the girls were very nice, by the way. But the conversation was, there's 2 houses on that parcel. They won't let them build back the house that was there. So consequently, he lost half his income right there because he rented that half out, you know, so he lost. I never realized that, you know, I thought something like that would be grandfathered back in once you had a home there, that if it burned or something happened to it, you could at least put your home back. But that's not the case. So I told him that. I told him he couldn't build it back. He'd already made plans to start building on it. And I said, no, you can't build it back. You got to tear it down. And he said, well, he said, I'm going to have to do it. I work. I'm going to have to do it as I can. And I told the county this. I told him he's going to do the best he can, but he does work all week long and works out of town, and a lot of times works weekends. But he hasn't worked on it like he should have, so I'll be the first person to say that. He's not worked on it as he should. He got about 1/3 of it down. There's about 2/3 left. It's about the size of a 2-car garage. So it's not a big house. And it's a 1-story, not much to it. So then I got the letter to come here tonight. So I contacted a demolition contractor, had them go over and said, go tear it down. He come back and he said, there's a gas main there, a gas line there that hasn't been vacated yet. They got to retire it. He said, what do you want me to do? And I said, well, I called the NIPSCO, and they said, we'll come and retire it at our convenience. So if anybody's dealt with NIPSCO, that may be June, July, you know, who knows?
2026.
But that's, they won't tell you when, they won't give you a cause number, and don't give you any information. So right now the plan is to tear it down. I have a contractor hired, and we will probably, the contract holder on the property has fulfilled his obligation, and so we will be transferring it to him. But I'll notify the county of that when we do it, and I will take care of the cleanup myself. I'll pay the contractor because he doesn't have the money. I'm just helping him out. But I can't tell you when it will be. Nothing will happen until NIPSCO okays it, you know, is my understanding. That's my understanding.
Okay.
That's great.
You didn't know that before?
No, I didn't get that.
And I relayed that to the girls in the office, but they said, yeah, you still got to come here. I said, okay.
Okay, well, maybe that's why I didn't get that message.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that, Justin.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just nothing else I can do about it. I'm kind of in on the backside. I just got back in the country here about a month and a half ago, and so I really just didn't know what was going on, but all I hear is by telephone.
Yeah.
So, but he's tried, but he's had several life-changing things happened to him in the last 6 months, so he's had a real tough time of it. So not being able to build this back to help with it, to help pay for the property really hurts him, you know.
Yeah.
But we'll get it tore down, get it cleaned up as soon as possible, but it may be. I talked to a gentleman the other day in Kosciuszko County, and he's been waiting 7 months now, and he don't have his retired yet. So I can't tell you when. As soon as I hear it has been retired, then I'll contact the contractor right away, and hopefully he can get on it right away. You know, again, that's one of those things, I'm kind of at his mercy until, if he's already got work scheduled, I'll wait till he'll get done too.
Okay, great.
But I will be out of the country starting in about another month, so I won't be around here to attend a meeting.
Okay,
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
thank you.
I just wanted everybody to know, I appreciate everybody being so kind and patient about this. I know that it looks bad, but he has tried. It's just a difficult thing for him.
And the final property is Thomas Hardware in Grass Creek.
Thank you.
This is a property that, when I first started, has been in bad shape from the very beginning, and apparently it was prior to that as well. So, again, we're at that last step and trying to get somebody to do something. We also did get notice from, was that Jeff Johnson? That was just here.
Jasper do
Okay. That they are getting quotes for either remediation or demolition of the structure, and should have something by after Thanksgiving on this property. That's the only contact that I know of. Now, I know there's a lot of neighbors and stuff that have been complaining about this property as well, so.
Is anybody here to speak on that? Okay.
My concern is really the safety. I mean, there's like an overhang on one side of the building it's not sheet metal, it's corrugated roofing. And whenever there's a bad storm, those things fly off. We've been collecting them because we own the property next door. There's a couple of trees that are just horrible. One is rotted out 3/4 the way through, and we're waiting on it to fall on the alley. There's another one that's completely dead that's, what, 60 foot tall?
Yeah, it's the ash tree that looms over the side road there on Railroad Street. You know, we actually brought some pictures for walking around the block. You know, there's trees that have grown up underneath
Do
the,
you wanna see them?
you know,
Yeah.
underneath the soffit. They're just literally separating the block and pulling the building apart at this point. The west side of the building, the block part, the rubber roof is completely gone. As you walk by on the sidewalk, you can see the sunshine in during the day. There's just, you know, the windows have grown green with moss. But Mother Nature has taken that building to the point of no return.
Another issue that I really don't like is there are a couple of different telephone poles at the back of the building. And one is chained to
Log
the other
chain.
one. And I called NIPSCO because you can tell they're electrical poles. And we had a gentleman come out, he was very nice. He said, that's not supposed to be that way. NIPSCO can't touch it because one is NIPSCO's pole and the other one is private property. And so I said, what do we do from here? He goes, well, basically you're gonna have to wait until the other pole pulls the electrical pole down. And then we will come out, disconnect the poles, and reinstate your power. So.
And they're just log chained together. And they one lanes, obviously, so they've chained it and tried to come along it back into place. But it's, then, you know, now it's completely overgrown with trees.
Is that part of this property, the hardware?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's on the very back side on the alley. We got, say, that's part of the pictures. There's pictures of that and just, yeah.
There's a lot of personal property that's sitting outside the building. We, 2 years ago maybe? I don't know, someone broke into the building and the cops were called. And basically they found out who did it. But the only thing that has changed is the fact that there's now private property signs posted around the building. So there's still a bunch of stuff sitting outside the building, you know, different places underneath overhangs.
And there's a car in the middle of the whole thing that's been,
Yeah, now overgrown so bad that,
they're
You're not gonna remove it.
yeah.
The owner or representative's not here, is it? Okay. Okay. Well,
That's all I've got.
okay, I know Holly will research our next step here to verify, and then next meeting Heather can maybe update us, and we'll get together and see what our next step is for that one. It sounds like that's the one that really, there's nobody trying to do anything on, so.
Right, exactly.
He's struggling, Brian, he's struggling just to pay the taxes.
Yeah.
He was in last week, and it was a struggle to get him to pay last spring's taxes, and he didn't want to pay November's taxes, and it's like, you know, not that I,
At that point, it'll go to tax sale.
Yeah, that would be the
he went and got
easiest.
money, and he somehow got money and couldn't pay him.
Okay, well, Holly will research that for us and let us know where we head from there on it, and give him more notice, or we'll try to get him, figure out what we're gonna do with this.
Any other questions?
We gotta do it 30 days, we'll have an answer to.
Well, yeah, we'll just
research something
table
out.
it for 30 days, and Holly, good chance, maybe we can,
Yeah.
we'll bring it back in there's a number of busy meetings coming up, so.
End of December meeting or something.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Any other questions?
Nope,
Okay, thanks.
thank you.
Yep.
Okay, we have, we have the transpo, grant here. You guys had a chance to look at it over?
Yep,
Okay. Need a motion to approve that?
so moved.
Second. Okay. Motion carries 3-0. Sign in on that. We have a laptop request from Communications for Jennifer Duff. She's the new assistant 911 director. Concerns on that?
Don't see any.
Okay, entertain a motion to approve that laptop for her.
So moved.
Second. Motion carries 3-0. Okay, keep it rolling here. You guys had a chance to look over the travel request?
Yep,
Questions, concerns?
didn't see any.
Entertain a motion to approve those.
I'll make a motion to approve the travel request.
Second.
All in favor? Motion carries.
Brian,
Sign
did
it.
you guys understand the travel request for Jen and I?
I think so, I didn't have any questions.
We'll just deny that. No.
Well,
Since you brought it up.
It's the elected, newly elected officials one, and then Lau's having their payroll financial meeting the next day. So I just split the hotel, I was able to get the hotel to give me AIC's discounted rate to stay overnight, because I couldn't see driving home and then turn around and drive right back down there at the same location.
Yep.
So we're just gonna stay over the extra night.
Actually kind of convenient.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. All right, thanks, Kathy. Okay, have you guys had a chance to look over the minutes for July 15th and September 3rd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ways back there.
Entertain a motion to approve the July 15th and the September 3rd minutes.
Make a motion to approve them.
Second.
All in favor? Motion carries 3-0. Okay, you guys had a chance to look over the financials, claims, transfers, appropriations, anything? Any questions, concerns?
I didn't have any, did you have any?
Nope. Okay, we have, miscellaneous claims for November 18th, $204,735.94. We have, the jury pay, $4,265.95. The wheel surtax, $52,360.93. We have utilities, $4,454.54. We have election pay, $9,185. An additional appropriation from the Drainage Board for $6,000 for general drain maintenance. We have a transfer from the prosecutor's office, $5,000 from software, $5,000 from legal research, 2 transcripts and depositions. We have Superior Court, $1,662.56 from witness fees, 2 contracts. Communications, $75 office supply to other supply. We have emergency management, $1,000 deputy director, $50 deputy director, $100 deputy director, 2 insurance, life insurance and dental insurance. Transfer from the treasurer, $5,000 from deputy seasonal to deputy part-time. You have the coroner, $4,395 from autopsy and $3,000 x-ray and lab to deputy coroner. Transfer from tourism, 1,200 memberships, 2,000 grants, and $250 from travel to publications. Figure that with a negative, it says. Communications, $179 from equipment to computer software.
Getting close to the end of the year, everybody's getting their budgets.
Busy. Then we have this adopting amendments to the zoning ordinance. I'd like to table that. I don't think we're sure what.
Till we have to come in and explain it a little better.
So entertain a motion to let's table that.
Yeah. Do you need a motion?
Yeah,
Just table
we'll
it.
just do a motion.
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
Second.
Clear. Motion carries 3-0. Okay, we have old business. Any ready?
No, don't believe so.
Dave? Paul?
Nope.
Any from public? Any old business? New business, right?
Nope.
Dave? Paul?
Nope.
Any new business from the public? Okay.
I would like to attend the AIC in December. Since I'm not sworn in, is there funding for new elected officials?
Yeah.
There should be.
I've never had that happen before. I don't know.
If
I
not,
I know for the sheriff, it's specifically the statute. that allows
yeah,
it.
yeah, I think it's a great idea myself. I think all the
Yeah.
training you can get, more power to you.
Yeah.
So, I think we'll figure out a way to pay for it, don't you? I mean, whether it's
Yeah.
our budget or whoever's.
Yeah, and we can ask the auditor tomorrow and see. I'm sure it's,
Do you know how much it is?
It's $225.
$225 for the 2-day registration, and if she stays overnight, the one night, the rate's $177.
That's just Saturday.
Yeah, the hotel has to be booked by Saturday for that 177. Otherwise, she'll have to pay full price.
okay, we can, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I am too.
And if she wants, I'd be more than happy to help her. If you guys figure out how to fund it, I'd be happy to help her get it taken care of, get it
Okay.
registered.
All right, one of us will talk to the auditors tomorrow and see where we're at with that, so, yeah, we appreciate that.
Good idea.
Yeah, so, okay, anybody else have any business? Okay, any public comment? Steve?
This year's Fulton County ABA Treasures for Kids is December 15th at noon, from noon to 4 out at the fairgrounds.
You say 12 to 4?
Yeah, Sunday, December 15th.
Okay.
What was that called?
Fulton County ABA Treasures for Kids.
Oh, okay, yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Need a motion to recess?
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone.